Rams versus Panthers. This game ended up being really fun because it was a very back and forth duel between a young up-and-comer and Bryce Young, who had a lot of people that were hating on him for the way that he finished the season, and Matthew Stafford, who's the MVP favorite, and he didn't play his best ball against this Panthers defense. There were 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter that tied the most lead changes in the fourth quarter of a playoff game in NFL history. It marks just the 5th playoff game ever to feature 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter. I feel like my biggest takeaway, Sean, I know that there's a lot to talk about with the Rams, but I feel like that this was just another added notch for, hey, let's wait to bail on Bryce Young. Let's give Bryce time. He's showing us what he's capable of. It's not perfect, but we're almost there. Instead of rushing it, going and bringing in some dopey free agent and assuming that he's going to solve all your problems. If you can work out some sort of Stafford-esque trade like the Lions and the Rams did not that long ago that helped the Rams win a Super Bowl, maybe go and make that move. But I don't see a circumstance like that presenting itself.
Bryce Young, again, fourth quarter, threw a touchdown pass under 3 minutes, this one to Jalen Coker, to take the lead in the fourth quarter against the Rams. Bryce Young did that. All year, he did stuff like that, which is getting the lead for the team in the fourth quarter, walking them down. If he was playing in 2009, they would have moved on. He would have had way more wins this year. Carolina would have had a winning record. But analytics and all these dork ball coaches let teams just march down, kick field goals, or get touchdowns and tie it up now. So that's just how it is. You have a lead with 2 minutes and 39 seconds left. It's gone. That's how it works. And the Rams are really good. They deserved it. But Bryce Young, NFL quarterback, asserted, like, you have a spot starting in the NFL, Bryce Young. If Carolina doesn't see that, another team will happily pick you up because you cannot teach fourth quarter killer moments. And that's what he does. And wide receiver room, looking a bit up. Jalen Coker, good game. Tedero McMillan. That's a future right there. Those are 2 guys that you can, I'd say, be comfortable with having on the outside. Do you need some more help? Yeah, Xavier Legette didn't pan out how you wanted it to. The Rico Dowdle thing kind of flamed out. Chuba Hubbard, what happens there? I think that you could find a back better than Chuba. You have a good draft. The Carolina Panthers are another pain in the ass next year. They're not a world beater, but they're a pain in the ass for any other team in the NFC South that might have a young quarterback trying to chip his teeth, a young quarterback that a city wants to believe in the A that could get everybody on their feet, like what just happened in Charlotte.
Stop making this about Atlanta.
Sorry,
Jesus.
pardon me. Just think about these things. And I'm watching Bryce Young do things that I wish my quarterback would do, my young quarterback would do. And that's good for him.
Well, let's get Michael Penix to have knees first.
Okay.
Let's get
what
him
do we know? We're knee watching now? That's
I'm
crazy.
just saying, like, let's get him on the field. You're like worried about how he's playing, but he can't stay on the field. That is a whole separate issue. It has nothing to do. You need to get on the field and stay on the field to develop. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to talk about, by the way, look what you did. You know, I'm about to say everyone wants to talk about Jackson Dart being reckless and getting banged up, but he doesn't. But meanwhile, you're a quarterback.
Let's see him stay on
can't
the field
stay
next year.
All right, to stick with this, though, I think what's also really incredibly impressive, though, is I think it's undervalued how good this Panthers defense is. The fact that they took an offense that is typically quite potent and not completely bottled them up, but they rattled Stafford to a degree. He wasn't that same level of clean that we've seen. He made mistakes that allowed the Panthers to hang in this. I think that the next fold is maybe approaching it of getting a linebacker this year. Maybe you draft C.J. Allen in the first round, and then you come back around in the second round and you invest in free agent. And we've talked a lot about them going and getting a tight end, them going and getting another receiver, another running back, whatever it is. Just build out the arsenal instead of going all in on getting another quarterback, put everything around him. And if that then fails, then you're vindicated in trying to move on from him. Do you think that the Rams showed flaws, though? Do you think that the Rams showed that, hey, maybe this team is not as dominant as we thought that they could be?
They weren't as efficient as I thought they could be.
Yeah.
Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams targeted 31 times in this game between the two. Puka 18, Devontae 13, 15 catches between them. That's 16 dead plays that just didn't work out for the Rams on offense. I don't know if that's happened much this year. Probably not, given the amount of points that they've been scoring, how good they've looked. Carolina kind of had that number. Carolina made the Rams, the Los Angeles Rams, who we were discussing as Super Bowl as were prophets, obviously, as Super Bowl contenders in like week 4. they made the Rams have to go down and beat them in the fourth quarter. The line was 10.5 before the game started. The Los Angeles was expected to win by double digits, and you have to have a game-winning drive. Whoa. Like, I know it's playoff football, and we could do the trope of it gets tougher in the playoffs and these teams show up. But the Rams were supposed to be one of these teams that does not bow down to an 8-9 Panthers squad. No. And they were in fits. Kyron Williams couldn't get it really going on the ground, only 57 yards. Blake Corum, only 45 yards. So it was just up to Stafford to lead a game-winning drive. Good thing is, he's pretty good at that. So you move on, you're doing okay, and you're not really that upset about it. But they could have been so much cleaner. They were a bit sloppy, and now you're looking at them going up against a hungry, crazy Chicago Bears team next week. Chaos matchup. Like it's going to be one of the best games of the weekend just because of the chaos. Because the Rams, if they're playing clean, it won't be close. But if they're playing like they did versus Carolina, it'll be a score fest between them and Chicago.